Welcome to another episode of Mixed Reactions. I am your host, Casey Merritt, joined by my fellow co-host, Mr. Ian Blackwell. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing good. Very disappointed that my Rams couldn't pull it off, but I'm going to have a lot to say about that. I'm sure not as much as Justin is going to have to say about the Patriots, but it's going to be a good show.
For sure. And of course, our other legendary co-host, Sean Mike, a.k.a. Sean Gardner. How you doing today, brother?
You know, we're one day closer to MSU basketball season tip it off, so each day gets better, my friend.
For sure, for sure. And then, of course, we have the other co-host who joins us every now and again, but seems to be here more frequently now, Mr. Justin Duncan. How's it going today?
Is the NFL season over? Because I'm about to throw the towel.
I think that's a question for all four of us at this point. You know, it was a bad week for all of us. Some more than others, and me and Justin might have to have a heart-to-heart about our teams later on. Jets and Rams kind of hung in there. How did you guys feel about this weekend as a whole? Where do you see your team sitting after the quarter point of the season?
Broncos are getting the job done. Sean Payton tanking, I'm telling y'all. he's doing what he wants to do. It's boring as a fan. Like, it sucks. Like, I mean, I know I messaged you guys during the group, but I think the Broncos were down by like 5 at one point in the fourth quarter. Like, they had a chance to win the game, and I said, I'm fucking bored. I'm turning this game off. I turned the game off, and I went and played some video games, man.
I was just going to ask you, because I know last week when you were talking about the Chicago game, even though you won, you said you had no emotional investment.
Oh, I fell
asleep. Were you the same way with this game?
Yeah, kind of. It was kind of like the same, because it's just like, what's the point?
Just not hitting home for you at this point. You're all ready to move on to next season at this point already. So I get it. You want to tank for Caleb. We'll see how that works. There's another man in here who mentioned he wants his team to tank for Caleb too. So there's a lot going around at the NFL right now. I mean, especially these injuries that are kicking around Buffalo's defense. That's going to have a big impact on them. We'll talk about that, I'm guessing, at some point. Of course, Miami looks unstoppable at times, and we don't even have to mention the 49ers, what they just did to my Cowboys, who I'll get into a little bit later, once again, are complete frauds. And then, of course, we got Mr. Duncan's Patriots.
Oh, my God.
Who, after last week losing by 35 to Dallas, man, they played their hearts out, and they played probably one of their best games of the season and only lost by 34 to the Saints.
Bill Belichick almost had his worst loss in career back-to-back games.
It's incredible what's going on in New England right now. I don't have any words. It almost looks like Bill Belichick's just another coach out there at this point. You never thought you'd say that about Bill Belichick, and every week that passes by, it gives you more credit to Brady for what he covered up in New England. And Justin, you must feel the same way at this point. Every week must just be getting harder to watch.
I told you this on Sunday after watching like 2 quarters of it. I'm going to focus on fantasy football now because it's too painful. I'll play Madden and make feel better about myself.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. I really don't. I've never seen a New England team this bad, ever.
ESPN Power Rankings have them 30th in the league. 30th.
That sounds about right. Sounds about right.
It's about right. Right now, we're slated to have the number 3 pick in the draft. The number 3. And Chicago, well, actually, no, I take it back. The number 5, because Carolina sucks even worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, Carolina, they might not win a game the way it's looking.
Yeah.
They are looking terrible. And I don't think it's an indictment on Bryce Young. I really don't. Like, obviously, it's tough how you want to gauge a rookie when they come into the spotlight and just step right in.
Which brings me to another thing I want to say, and Lions fans are going to hate me for this, and I get it. This is historic season. They're on pace to have a good year, but some of them got to calm the fuck down, okay? Like, they're talking Super Bowls, and, like, y'all just...
They're still a year or two away. They're still a year or two away.
All right, like, let's see. And don't get me wrong, I'm pulling for them. I like when a team that doesn't usually wins. I hope they make the playoffs, but they got to pump the brakes a little bit because the Panthers, that's not a team to celebrate that much.
So speaking of that Lions game, there was a big celebrity that went to the Lions game.
Eminem trying to compete with Taylor Swift.
Trying to compete with Taylor Swift. Are you guys Team Swift or Team Marshall?
Fuck you think?
Guarantee guarantee you he did that because of the whole Taylor Swift thing. He sees Taylor Swift and he's like, you know what? Fuck Taylor Swift. I'm going to go to the Lions game. I bet you he'll go to more.
Does this mean M's dropping a new surprise album again?
Maybe. Good.
Ah, man. As far as the Lions go, though, Sean, I completely agree. They're a piece or two away. I can see them being true contenders in a year or so, maybe, though, depending on if they get more weapons around Jared Goff. Jared Goff has made a real turnaround in his career, almost like a full 180. Absolutely. I mean, of course, he brought the Rams to the Super Bowl. You know, we all know that, but he kind of had a downward spiral ever since then and didn't get off to the best start in Detroit. But, man, Dan Campbell, that offense they built around him, that defense is ferocious right now.
And they look like the best team in the NFC North right now. So
they without questions
they should win the division.
Lost last night too, so
yeah, Green Bay just took another L to the Raiders. Exactly. Yeah, I know. I couldn't agree with you more, Sean. I think as of right now, Detroit should be the clear-cut favorite in the North.
Let's talk about the Cowboys, though.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. I knew that awkward silence meant this was coming.
Oh, actually, let me give my 2 cents about that.
Wait, I need to say one thing before we touch the Cowboys. Didn't I say this when we made our picks that CMC and the Rams, the Niners were going to steamroll the Cowboys? I think I said that. Did I say that?
You did. You did.
I think it was just one of those Sunday night games.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it was just one of those night games at San Francisco where it's just tough to win. I don't think San Francisco is that much better in Dallas. You know what I mean? It was just one of those Sunday night national games where the Cowboys just get their asses kicked. If they played again in the playoffs, it'd be much closer.
All right. I appreciate that 2 cents. All right. As the resident Cowboy fan on this show, I'm done with them. I'm done.
After one game?
I'm done.
You couldn't tell it the group chat?
They do this to me every single season. They build up hope, and every year it's just been getting worse.
Trust in Stephen A. They will find a way to self-sabotage.
It's not even self-sabotaging. They just got flat out embarrassed on national television. Now, here's what they're probably going to do this week. They're at the Chargers. I think they're going to win that game. I really do. I think Dallas is going to win that game. I think they're going to go in there and kick the living shit out of the Chargers, and all the Cowboys fans are going to get their hopes up, excluding one, this guy. I'm not buying into them anymore. I am not buying into Dak Prescott. He threw 3 interceptions, 2 of them on back-to-back drives. One of them was just a lucky tip that Fred Warner got. Not hating on that one, but the first one, threw it deep to Brandon Cooks in double coverage. What the hell are you doing, Dak? Another one on a quick slant that the linebacker read from the moment Dak snapped the ball. It was embarrassing. It was one of Dak Prescott's worst performance at the worst juncture of the season, because especially in the national media's eyes, in every real football fan's that's not biased and just, I hate the Cowboys, so they'll never give him credit. But in unbiased football minds and in the national media spotlight, this was the game that was going to determine what we truly thought about Dallas. They're going to roughshod a lot of teams. They're going to kick the shit out of the teams they're supposed to. That's fine. They're front runners. If they get a lead on you and you're an inferior team, they're going to pour it on because they have the talent to do so. Once they get matched up with a team who can somewhat compromise their style, they fold like a cheap 10. And that's exactly what happened to them on Sunday night. They're going to make the playoffs unless someone gets injured that doesn't need to get injured. Big player, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, something like that. Yeah. Something that could really...
Nah, if Dak gets hurt, they'll be fine.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. No, I mean, they might play a smarter game. But here's the thing.
If Micah Parsons goes down, they're done.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't even want to utter the words if Micah Parsons got hurt. It makes me cry to think that. But once they get matched up against a team that has, 90% of the talent that they have and is better coached, and their quarterback doesn't choke under pressure,
a halfway decent quarterback. A halfway decent quarterback is all it takes, and they will choke.
It's over for Dallas at that point. And I'm normally optimistic, like in the long run. Like during the games, Dallas could be down 3-0. Like, this one's over. They suck. But as far as long season optimism, I feel like I can be unbiased about them, and I have true objectives to them. But this team sucks.
At least you still have hope, though. I wish I could have hope.
I get that.
Justin, hope is gone.
I get that. I would rather have no hope and know for a fact I'm going to get a new start with Dak this year than get false hope where we make the playoffs, possibly win a playoff game somewhere. Depends on who we're at. If we're at Seattle or something like that, I could see Dallas winning that game. Actually, we wouldn't be at Seattle because they're in the West. San Francisco's going to win the West. So we could be at Detroit. That's a better example. We could be at Detroit. I could see Dallas going in as a wild card, beating Detroit in a playoff game. I could see that happening.
Game.
Oh, it'd be amazing. But I could absolutely see it happening. Jared Goff crumbling under the pressure. Detroit's first time a home playoff game in
Since
fucking
Barry, right?
31
like 30
years.
Yeah.
So I could absolutely see Detroit crumbling under that pressure and Dallas walking away with the win. But when they go to at Philly, when they go at San Fran, it's going to be over. They're not going to be able to live up to the hype. Dak's going to struggle like he always does in those big primetime games. It's going to be wash, rinse, repeat every single year with Dak. Because that team, unbiased or not, Dallas's roster is loaded with talent, literally everywhere, except quarterback.
Damn. So you're done with Dak, huh?
Where would
Done.
you be? I mean, if you were having this
Trey Lance
conversation 3 or 4 years ago,
Sorry,
you
Jeff.
think you might be eating your own words.
Wait, okay, hold on. Repeat that, Justin.
If we were having this conversation 3 or 4 years ago, you would think it would be blasphemous.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, especially the way Dak started his career. Starting as a rookie, 13-3, first in the conference, led Dallas to the playoffs. Like, Dak has had his moments, but it almost feels like, not to a big extent, but it feels like Dak's regressed slightly, but regressed. And in the NFL, if you regress at all, it's your time. He's got to go. I don't know if the spotlight is too big for him in Dallas. I don't know if he just doesn't back up his words when he says how hard he's working, when he says how much he's going to get better. It seems like Dak is all talk and no action. He'll talk a big game, talk about how they're going to learn from this, they're going to improve, and they'll be ready next time. Well, next time is now, Dak. Next time is now. I'm done with him. I don't think let me put it like this. I said this about the Celtics to Ian too. There's nothing that Dak can do this regular season to win my trust back as a starting quarterback. Nothing. Not one thing. I know he can beat the bad teams. I know he can put up good numbers in some games. I don't want that. I don't want Kirk Cousins. That's not what I'm looking for in the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I need Dak to be special. I need Dak to make the plays when it matters, and he hasn't done that. He just hasn't. And sure, he looked great against Tampa in the playoffs last year in the wild card round. Threw 4 touchdowns, looked phenomenal. What happened the week after? He crumbled again against San Francisco. He's thrown 5 picks against them in the last 2 games. I can't trust him.
So what's next? Is Trey Lance the next quarterback for the Cowboys in the future, or do they draft?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know. That's one thing I could not tell you, Sean. I don't know what the next move is for them. Obviously, from Dallas' standpoint, unless he gets hurt, Dak's gonna be the starter the rest of the season. Like, that's just how it is. Like I said, I think Dallas will make the playoffs because as far as just talent, they can out talent 90% of the teams in the NFC. They'll be fine in the regular season standpoints. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. I was shocked that it wound up that way, honestly, because I picked the Cowboys. You picked the Cowboys too, and I thought it'd be closer. They look good. I know they lost to the Cardinals, but they looked good this whole year. So I was shocked. But I really do still think it was just that game that they get their asses kicked. I feel like the Cowboys always have that game on national.
No, of course they do, but they win. You got to think they have the most nationally televised games every single year. It's just a fact. They do.
They play Monday night.
Exactly. So it's just they always have the most televised games. And so, but you got to think, yeah, of course, they have that one game a year where they get their ass kicked on national television, Sean. You're right. But they played on national television week 1 against the Giants and won 40-0. So they also have a game or two every year on national TV where they come out and kick the shit out of somebody. Yep. And then the national media overrates them again.
Yep.
So I'm done. I'm done with Dak. I hope he makes me eat my words, obviously, as a Cowboys fan. I will take a pile of crow and shove it in my mouth if that's what happens. I have no problem doing it. But as far as right now, done with Dak. And speaking of something that rhymes with Dak, Justin, I know for a fact you're done with Mac.
I am done. The only thing that can save him for me is if he runs the table.
Is he going to play? Is he going to start next weekend?
And you know that's not happening.
That didn't happen. Exactly. He is expected to play on Sunday.
He is? Okay.
Why?
I wasn't sure if him or Zappa.
Sure. Cool. Whatever. You could put, honestly, you could put Zappy or Mac in there and it wouldn't make any difference to me. Done. But yeah, completely done. This was the year I was telling Casey, this is his make or break year, and he's broken. Done. And it comes to, honestly, I think when it comes to the Patriots in general, I think the organization is broken as long as Bill is GM.
I agree. Got to get Bill out of GM. Let him coach, obviously, still. They need somebody else to pick some offensive talent around him. They just have to.
And in just the offensive talent, he doesn't trade. He doesn't sign in free agency. And he lowballs premier free agents who have a bona fide interest in coming. DeAndre Hopkins was 30 seconds from signing on the dotted line, but he lowballed him, and then he went to Tennessee.
Shit, maybe he's tanking too. You never know.
There was a rumor that Colin Cowherd
draft Mac Jones in the first place, but Kraft made him do it.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that Colin Cowherd put out a couple of years ago. It was back when the Patriots signed Cam Newton. It was midway through that point of the season. Colin Cowherd heard a rumor that somebody in the inside Patriots organization knows for a fact that Bill and Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick have been kind of at odds since the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. And Bill Belichick is year by year slowly trying to sabotage the Patriots so they never can win again, in a sense. And I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but Colin Cowherd did make it a point on his show to bring it up that he heard that. This was back in 2020.
2020. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think Bill is a victim of his own hubris, and all he wants is to break Shula's record and then walk away. That's all he wants right now. That's the last thing for him to do. In terms of
is he gonna break it as head coach of the Patriots though?
No, I don't think he should.
I mean, at this point, it's like you said, though. It's tough to say goodbye to a coach like Coach Belichick with everything that he's done. How do you walk away from that saying, okay, Bill, we know you won 6 Super Bowls, but it's time to go? How do you do that to a legend like Bill Belichick?
I mean, everybody has their time. All good things come to an end.
And you don't publicly fire him. You know what I mean? You let him resign.
You let him walk. You let him walk away on his own terms, like mutual parting of the ways.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got this. This has got, unless a unbelievable turnaround of this year happens and they make a wild card, which I don't see anywhere.
It's not happening, man.
Not happening.
You know it's not.
It's not. Unless that happens, I think you can expect Jerod Mayo to be the coach of the Patriots next year.
That would be an interesting choice.
Not Bill O'Brien.
They'd be hiring from within, so I understand. But
Mayo has been involved been in the organization since he was drafted, never left anywhere. And I would encourage them to go back and get Nick Caserio from Houston.
Do you think they could? I mean, Houston looks like a team on the rise. They really do.
True. But at least someone of his GM caliber.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I don't disagree with that. It's just that it seems like he's actually built a strong team in Houston.
Oh, can't argue that at all. But I'm saying from a fan's perspective, we need someone of that ilk.
Yeah, that's fair. I get that. I totally get that. Now, of course, we know Sean's thoughts on his Broncos. He doesn't care. That's what Sean thinks about his Broncos. He does not care.
I don't care, and I really do think Sean Payton is tanking. Like, I'm not even. It's crazy that I believe that, but I mean, each game I see, even the one. The red zone play I've seen. Like, I remember they got to the red zone. They got to the red zone twice, and there was one time, I think it was the first time, that they had 3 straight run plays. Or it was 2, yeah, it was 3 straight run plays, and they ran like a screen pass from like the 10-yard line. Like, they didn't. Yeah. I know the Jets have a good secondary. Don't get me wrong with Sauce Gardner, but you're not gonna throw it there once. It just seems like this man. I hope he's trying to lose. For his sake, I hope he is trying to lose, because some of the play calls that I'm seeing from Sean Payton just do not make any sense. And Sean Payton is not dumb when it comes to football. He is a very smart coach. So it's just, some head scratchers, man. It just does not make any sense.
I'm
but
seeing an
that's all I
overhaul
really.
of your roster coming next year too. Like I'm seeing at least, I'd say a good 30% of your roster not being there next year.
Oh yeah, when the trade deadline comes, get ready. They are going to sell. So many, especially on the defense. They already got rid of Randy Gregory. He's going to San Francisco. You're going to hear more about that.
Give us Courtland Sutton for a third round.
Cortland Sutton.
We need
You can have him.
an outside
Honestly,
receiver.
he has
Give
been a
Jerry
disappointment.
Judy for two thirds and a fourth.
You can have Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. They have both been very disappointing. They have not lived up to the expectations. Cortland Sutton was good until he tore his ACL. Once he got hurt, he just hasn't been the same, unfortunately, and you hate to see it. But Jeudy, he is just he's been disappointing on the field. He's inconsistent. He's been disappointing on the field. He needs to stay off Twitter. He keeps running his mouth. It's just drama with him. I'm done with Jerry Jeudy. You can have him.
Now, a team that we haven't talked about, though, boys, Mr. Blackwell. Your Rams took an L, kind of like our three teams did. You played a pretty tough opponent. You know, you played the Eagles, hung tough for a while. But the big positive that I saw from the Rams is how quickly Cooper Kupp got back into the mix.
Shit.
Does that give you hope, or are you still kind of not really buying the Ram hype at all?
Well, I wouldn't say it gives me a little bit of hope. Just the fact that he was able to just get back into the flow so fast, 118 yards. But I mean, honestly, I didn't nothing really this weekend. Oh shit, my cat just opened the door.
I heard that.
But you heard that. But it doesn't really. It gives me hope, but I'm not too. You know, I'm kind of the same mood I was in last week. I picked them to win. I think Casey did.
I did.
And yeah, me and
no,
you.
I
both
picked him.
them.
Yeah, I picked the Rams.
But it we lost. I know I was bitching in the group chat about some of the throws that Jared Goff. Stafford was missing. But I mean they weren't the easiest throws. Granted, he did overthrow Cooper Kupp like 3 times. But yeah, I thought it was really good how he was able to get back into the mix. Nothing. I don't know. I don't really have much thoughts on it. I thought we might win. We lost the game to Philly. So I feel like we let Casey down.
You did.
But we play so we have a free win this upcoming week. Nothing really on my side.
Careful what you say.
I thought that too, Ian.
Well, you guys were also missing 3 offensive linemen though.
That's true.
But I don't think we're gonna lose to Arizona. But yeah, like I said, nothing really. I guess what Casey said first. If Cooper Kupp getting back into the groove so quickly, I guess that would be the silver lining in all of this for me. But I mean, we lost to the Eagles. Not really shocked. We fought like I thought we would. And now we play Arizona next week. But yeah, it's we just traded earlier. We traded one of our receivers right before the show. I didn't even have a chance to look at the notification to see who it was. But we just traded somebody. One of our receivers. I want to say it was Atwell, but don't quote me. Because I had like the little Yahoo Sports thing, but I didn't have a chance to click on it. Like I was
quoting you right now, sending it to USA Today.
But no, we did just trade. Matter of fact, let me see. Let me go ahead and since this is live television, folks. Hold on. We just traded. Wait, we did not. We just traded Van Jefferson
to the Falcons.
To the Falcons, yeah. To be honest with you, without the he won a Super Bowl with us, so it's as disrespectful as it is. Football is definitely not. It's a helmet league. You don't know what guys look like, so I didn't know if it was Atwell. I didn't know if it was Van Jefferson, but yep, we just traded him to the Falcons. The Falcons sent a 2025 first round or 6th round pick to the Rams for a 7th round selection in the same year. So. We have Cooper Kupp back. We have Nakua, who might, and that's going to be our 1-2 punch as far as the receiving duo.
Yep.
But
Nakua,
it's
not
gonna,
bad.
Did I say Nakua? But we'll see what happens, man. Like we play Arizona next week, so that's probably gonna be a win. We are 2-3 right now. We're obviously not winning the fucking division. We could give
Of
that
course.
hopes of that shit up.
Yeah, that's going to San Fran. Absolutely, no question
Yeah,
about it.
and if you think about it, and the fight for there's some there's some pretty good teams this year. I mean, because you think about the North, Minnesota's probably Minnesota at this point they're what 1-4, but they could still very well compete for a playoff spot. Green Bay might be in there.
Minnesota's not going anywhere with Justin Jefferson on the shelf. No.
He's going to miss the next 4 games.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just saw the Packers lose to Green Bay last night, and they also, or not Green Bay, to the Raiders last night, and they also have Chicago. And Justin, he's probably right. With Justin Jefferson being hurt, they might not do anything, but we'll see, man. Like I said, I don't have as many hot takes as you guys do on the Cowboys and the Patriots, just because I'm not really too shocked about what happened this weekend. What I am shocked at though is the week 5 predictions that we had. So for those of you guys new to the show that haven't heard the show before, every week we make our picks. We go through, see who won, see who lost. So we'll just go through each of the games really quickly, and then we'll kind of go.
I had an awful week.
Yeah, none of us. Well, you and Sean, we'll go through and then we'll talk about it. So we all had every single one of us had the Commanders. I was fucking hot. Every single one of us had the Bills. Me and Sean both picked the Falcons. You guys both picked the Texans. Me and Casey picked the Lions. You guys, or not the Lions. Sorry. We all had the Lions. Me and Casey picked the Colts. Sean and Justin had the Titans. We all had Miami. Everybody except Sean picked the Patriots. So shout out to Sean. I don't know
Sean got that one. Good for him.
Everybody lost on Baltimore. I was actually very pissed off about that. They fucked my parlay up.
They screwed that game up.
Man, but the thing is, Bateman dropped a touchdown in like the second quarter, bro. Like that would have made it 14-0. And then the Pittsburgh got a safety, and that might have saved Matt.
Yeah, that game just was all. That was an AFC North bloodbath, like it always is.
Well, matter of fact, going into the game, the Steelers were only up 3 in the all-time series against Baltimore. So now they're up by 6. Crazy close, how close they always play each other. That might have saved Matt Canada's job. I mean, granted, I think the last touchdown was an audible, but it still might have saved his job because I know they were calling
for 1 week at least.
For 1 week.
Yeah, for 1 week, exactly.
For Justin and Sean both had Philly. Me and Casey both had the Rams. Me and Justin both had the Bengals. Sean and Casey picked the Cardinals. I was the only one that had the Broncos. They all had the Jets. Sean, for some fucking reason, picked the Vikings. I think you said you felt like it could be a trap game. You were wrong.
Yeah.
Minnesota played themselves like a 6-point game.
It was a battle, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Till
Kelsey got
end,
hurt and came back. Yeah, and the funny thing is, I was, posting something about Kelsey, and Justin was like, he's back in. He just scored a touchdown. It's like, what? I had been scrolling. I was watching. I didn't even know that. But yeah, he came right back in and scored a touchdown. Somebody says he looks like with that mustache, says he looks like a police state trooper that cuts his body camera off. Justin was the only one that correctly picked the 49ers game. And then I was the only one that correctly picked the Raiders game. So I had the Raiders. So Justin and me were both 7-7. Sean was 6-8, and Casey rounded it out at 5-9. So,
going back to the Jaguars game, I'm kind of upset. I didn't think about it, but the Jaguars did kind of have an advantage because they were already there where the Bills had to travel.
Killed him. Oh wait, did they play because they played this. What was it
in
Atlanta,
London?
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They played the Bills in London.
Yeah, and then the week before, I was
you're talking about the week
Atlanta.
before. Gotcha. Yeah, and they stayed there. I'm telling you, I think that really did play a factor.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because that's probably like a fucking 15-hour flight.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, that's their second home. Just move the motherfuckers to Orlando. If you don't move them to Orlando, move them to Jacksonville. But yeah, man, Ridley was killing it. Buffalo at one point looked like they were gonna come back, but yeah, Jacksonville ended up edging it out. So let's go ahead and you guys ready for the picks?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. I'm gonna have a better week. I'm telling you, I'm not doing that again.
All right, let's go. So, we can just do the same style we always do. Casey, if you want to go through, I have the games up, and I don't know if you want to go through them.
Yep, give me a second and a half here, and I'll have them pulled up, and we will run right through them, sir.
I'll pick the first one.
Broncos money line.
I'm waiting for you to actually say the game though.
So Thursday night, we have Sean's Denver Broncos heading into Arrowhead to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
So obviously I'm picking the Chiefs here, and if you are a gambler, I think the over was 49.
Take the under.
Wait until Thursday because it might go down more. Definitely take the over. The Broncos have the arguably worst defense ever, arguably the worst defense in NFL history.
So here's why you're
70
wrong.
points scored on them, and their offense is good enough to score against the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are going to unload points. The Broncos are going to unload points. I'm telling you, take the over in this game if you're a gambler.
Here's why Sean's wrong on that, folks. It's going to be the under. The reason being, Travis Kelce is going to be at about 70% maximum.
It doesn't matter.
The Chiefs have a top 5 secondary in the league right now. I see it as a relatively low scoring game. I'm also picking Kansas City, but I think it's going to be an under on the 49. 28-17 Chiefs.
With that, it's kind of because, like you said, Kelsey's going to be about 70%. I think it's like I was telling you guys earlier. I think it's going to be a backdoor cover, but I think that they're both just going to turn it up. And so whether it's in the second half or it's Thursday. I didn't realize it was Thursday. Even though Casey just said that. Okay, yeah, it's a Thursday game. I mean, like I said, I can see it. Just because. Shit, the bottom line is they still have Russell Wilson, and regardless of what I know Sean's mentioned his feelings about Jerry Jeudy, but they still have some weapons. I can see them covering it late. I've got the over in that game, but ultimately I've got Kansas City winning by. It's a 10.5 point spread. If I was gonna pick a final score, I'd probably go 31-20 Kansas City.
I can see that.
I got Kansas City too, and I don't think it's even going to be close. I think it's going to be another bloodbath. I got 35-10, KC.
35-10.
Oh, wow. He's taking the under, too. I see you.
Still a bloodbath. Divisional game. That's the only reason why I'm taking the under.
That makes sense.
And then, of course, starting off the Sunday slate at 1 o'clock, we have another.
Oh, yeah. You have another London game.
We have another London game this week, folks.
I love
and it's the Baltimore Ravens against the Tennessee Titans. I will start this one off, and I'm saying Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, I think Baltimore is going to bounce back. I agree.
Is it in London or is it in like Germany or some shit? Oh, it's London. Okay.
It's a morning kickoff again?
Yes,
sir. 9:30 a.m.
See, I've heard people. I don't want to get too off topic, but just real quick, I've heard people say they don't like that. As a football fan, you get to wake up and watch football. How do you not like that?
I feel it, man. It just for me, because I know that you guys. Justin, from the West Coast, I'm not sure. It starts at 10 a.m. for us, the normal game. So I have to fucking get up at 6:30 in the morning to I just happen to be up because I work early, so I'm always up.
For the West Coast, it's rough, yeah.
Yeah, it's different. 9:30 for you. 9. You guys watching a London game? That's like me on any NFL Sunday.
I got you.
But that's crazy that it's 10 in the morning for y'all. That's insane.
I don't know, man. Baltimore really let me down. They're gonna let me down again, I guess. Go Ravens.
All right. So for the real start, oh my goodness, for the real start to the Sunday, 1 o'clock, we have the Carolina Panthers.
Wait, you guys didn't make your picks?
Yeah, we all said Ravens.
Oh, we all. Oh shit. We're okay. Go ahead.
All right, now here it's okay. This is gonna be well worth the wait. At 1 o'clock, we have the Carolina Panthers. Traveling to Miami to play the Dolphins.
Do the Dolphins
give me the Dolphins by 70.
Do the Dolphins put up a casino?
No. Yeah. They won't put up 100, no, but
they could have.
A-Chain is the real.
A-Chain's out for 4 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Did he get hurt? God damn, I was missing.
Yeah, he did. He's
he got hurt.
He was really making. He was making me cry.
Damn.
It must have happened at the end of the game, yeah, because he had
I'm assuming we're all taking the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to discuss that.
That offense is too good.
It's insane how good their offense is.
I can see them winning the Super Bowl, honestly.
I can too. Absolutely.
I can see it. I can see them steamrolling through anybody in the AFC, even Patrick Mahomes steamrolling through them.
So for the
kind of reminds me of they're like the Golden State Warriors. It feels like of the NFL.
Yeah, it really
high power offense.
just
Greatest show on turf reborn.
Yep.
Yeah, they
can't slow them down. The only thing that can stop the Dolphins is themselves. Penalties and turnovers.
Dolphins have the most points through 5 games, more than the greatest. They just passed the greatest show on turf this last week.
Yeah, more yards too.
They're gonna break our record.
Or maybe it was yards. I think it was.
They're gonna break every flipping offensive record at this rate.
It was fun the whole time.
Tua getting hurt, really. Honestly,
yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big halt for them. That would be awful.
Who's their backup? I don't know who their backup is.
Skylar Thompson?
Yeah, I think so. Oh no, Mike White. Mike White's there.
Oh, Mike White now. Yeah, Mike White. That's correct.
We got next
1:00 game. We have the New Orleans Saints traveling to Houston to play the surprisingly tough, gritty 3-2 Houston Texans. Or 2-3 Houston Texans.
I like 3-2 from the Saints last Sunday. I'm picking them again.
Picking the Saints.
I like the Saints defense. I'll take the Saints.
It's tough, man, because Houston, like Casey said, is really gritty. Saints rolling in high after going into Gillette and winning. The Texans let me down. Well, I mean, I picked them on this, but I gambled on the. I picked the Falcons on this, but I gambled on the Texans. Give me the Texans. Fuck it. Let's just roll with it. I like Derek Carr, man, but I'm just rolling with. They're at home. That crowd's gonna be rocking. So give me the Texans. What we got next?
Next game, we have the Commanders and Falcons.
This one's harder for me.
It's a tough game. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, it is.
I like the Falcons picking up Jefferson. So give me the Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons, too. I think they win a close one.
Yeah, kind of like last weekend with the Falcons. It was a toss-up with, I forget who they played, but
Houston
they won. It was a close. That's right. It was Houston. I'm picking the Falcons again.
I don't think the Commanders are as bad as they looked against the Bears. They had to come off of that short week. Dick Butkus they don't, I just kind of play that in my own head. But Bears just came out and looked unbelievable. Commanders were on a short week. I think the Commanders are going to come back and win. Sam Howell really doesn't look that bad either. So give me the Commanders.
I can see it. I'm thinking a Young Wei Koo game-winning field goal back-to-back.
Young Hoku. Oh, it's just spelled like Young
45 game for me. It can go either way.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the ones that go either way for sure.
Yep. So we got a division rival game coming up next, fellas. We have the Indianapolis Colts traveling a little bit down south to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jags.
I got the Jags coming off of 2 straight wins in London, and Anthony Richardson's on the shelf again, shoulder injury.
Yeah. Oh, this is Gardner Minshew's return to Jacksonville, though.
It is.
Ooh, that's
intriguing.
Be a good storyline, yeah.
Still got Jacksonville.
That's intriguing. Still have Jacksonville all day.
Yeah, I got Jacksonville for sure.
This is where things are going to get interesting. Did you say you got Jacksonville?
Right. What I was going to say is if the Colts had lost this past weekend, I probably would have had them in a bounce back game here. But since the Colts won and they're in Jacksonville, I'm going Jags. Yeah, we all got Jacksonville.
Now, this is probably the most intriguing 1:00 game that we got up next year as far as just overall quality of game, I guess is the best way to put it. We got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to Cincinnati to play a Bengals team. Was coming off a good win at Arizona. Finally looked like their offense was getting clicking. Of course, Jamar Chase got the 3 touchdowns last week. Do they keep it rolling? I'm going to say yes. Give me the Bengals.
Me too.
I want the Seahawks to win, but I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah, I got the Seahawks coming off the bye.
All right. Justin's going with
Seattle?
Seahawks, and everybody else is going Bengals. Well, somebody's gonna come up short because it's like the only shit we haven't gone 2-2, or we haven't split any of these picks. It's one of us picking one team. So
I kind of thought this is when we were gonna split on. This one we might split on too. We have the Justin Jefferson-less Minnesota Vikings traveling to Soldier Field.
Ooh.
To play the Chicago Bears, coming off that first win of the season, 11 days off, no Justin Jefferson. Oh man.
I think it's going to be the Jordan Addison coming out party. I'll give you the Vikings.
Addison's on the Vikings.
I love Jordan Addison, man. Fight on. He played for USC last year.
I'm taking the Bears. I think they're going to win one for Dick Butkus at home.
I like that pick too, though. For that.
Give me the Bears. Give me the Bears.
This one I am torn on just because Justin Jefferson, it goes without saying, he's such a big difference maker. They looked good last week, man. They played a team. I mean, they looked dominant. They won by 20. You know what I'm saying? The first half, they killed the. Wait, sorry, Casey, you had the Bears, right?
Yes, sir. Give me the Bears.
Vikings are -2.5 in Soldier Field. I'm going Bears. Justin's the only one that had the Vikings. All right, what we got next?
What we got next, sir, is we got probably the team that looks the best out of any team in the NFL right now, the San Francisco 49ers, traveling to Cleveland to play the Browns. And I am going to take the 49ers.
Going out on a limb, huh?
Going out on a limb and saying 49ers.
I'm picking the 49ers, but I'm scared that's a trap game, to be honest.
I kind of am too, especially in Cleveland. They, it just started to hit. It's gonna be like October, 15th, I think, 15th. Sunday. So it's gonna be getting a little bit colder. Yeah. But I got the 49. They might not cover. I think everybody and their mama is gonna pick them to cover the -5.5. But I think they win. Maybe a close game.
What do you think, Justin?
Niners, please.
All right. Well, following that, we have a team returning to the scene of a crime of the most boneheaded move of 2022 last season. We have the New England Patriots traveling to Las Vegas, where Ian could probably get in for $3 to face the Las Vegas Raiders.
That's a tough game.
Raiders are -3 at home, so it's essentially the push. I've got the Patriots look downright terrible, man.
I got the Raiders.
I got the Raiders too. I think they just out-talent the Patriots at the end of the day.
Yeah, after seeing what I saw yesterday against Green Bay, I think I'm taking the Raiders too.
I'm taking the Raiders.
All four of us.
I felt like you would take the Raiders. All right, what's next?
Next, probably the most intriguing game of the 4 o'clock window. We have the Detroit Lions, surprisingly 4-1 Detroit Lions, going to Tampa to face the more surprisingly probably 3-1 Baker Mayfield-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Give me the Bucs.
I'm running Dan Campbell and the Lions.
I think this is going to be a wake-up call for Detroit. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and a close one.
I got the Lions, man. They look good. They look real good.
They do. And that's why
it's just hard for me against the Panthers to. I get they look good, but it's the Panthers.
I think it's gonna be a close game, Sean. I think you're right on that aspect. I think the Bucs squeak it out.
Two very good teams. Close.
Absolutely, two very good teams, no question. And then we have the Arizona Cardinals against Ian's Los Angeles Rams. Ian said this is a free win. I don't know about a free win, but I do agree with him. It will be a win. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, give me the Rams. They got Aaron Donald.
Give me the Rams. Cooper Cup's back.
That's all I need to know. Aaron Donald.
Now, the next game here, this would be awesome if a certain quarterback was healthy. This would be a hell of a matchup because we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to a well-known stadium just with a different color this time to face the New York Jets. Give me the Eagles.
Give me the Eagles and look out for Zach Wilson to get hurt. I have a feeling he gets injured this one.
Who predicts an injury?
Yeah, that's
just something tells me Zach Wilson's gonna. It's just a feeling.
Except for Josh Allen, he's the only one I predict to get hurt just because of the way he plays. But yeah, no, I agree though. The Eagles for sure.
So we all got Eagles.
Oh yeah.
Wait. Hold on. What's that one? Jets. Jets. Give me the Jets.
Are you taking the Jets?
Oh my God!
in their perfect season. God damn, they're +7.
Ian is going out on a limb and taking the Jets.
Yeah, that's like me picking the Vikings, so I can't even be mad.
I think Zach Wilson plays God level. They're at home, and I think he's gonna give them some hope. I mean, because even though they won the first game, I don't know many New Yorkers, so I don't know how delusional they were or were not after the first win. But I think the Jets, I think they come out and do it, and I think they shock the world, and then we get false hope, and then they lose. They win one game the rest of the season.
To add up to that point, Ian, I have a buddy who's been a Jets fan his whole life. He has been through some misery. He was so excited for this season. So excited. 4 plays in, of course, Aaron Rodgers pops his Achilles. We all know that. And he went to a downward spiral after that, and now it's any other season, and he hopes the Jets lose every game so they can get a good draft pick. However, I can't. Ian, you make some compelling points, but I'm sticking with the Eagles, but you make some compelling points.
I just think it's a trap game for Philly. They're going into New York. I mean, granted, they're a cold weather team as well, but I just feel like the Jets are. I think the Jets are gonna shock them. So what we got for Sunday Night Football then?
Sunday night we have the other New York team playing the only team that actually plays in New York, the Buffalo Bills.
That's a fit. That like how you put that. Give me the Giants. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm not being an idiot twice in a row.
Yeah, I don't even think we have to speculate for too long on this one. Daniel Jones is probably not going to play.
Oh,
obviously,
really?
Saquon Barkley's out. The Giants
right.
are just terrible. Give me the Bills by a bunch.
Give me the Bills, but man, they have been an unpredictable team this year.
Yes,
they really have been. They lose the first game to the fucking Dolphins. No, they smashed the Dolphins. Jets. Oh, Monday night. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, they lost the Zach Wilson-led Jets. Yep. Then, of course, we got Monday night.
The Cowboys.
We have my Dallas frauds. Dallas Cowboys, taking on the LA Chargers. I already said to you boys earlier, I think it's going to be a redemption game. I think Dallas is going to smack the shit out of them, and it's not going to mean anything. But give me the Cowboys.
Yep, Cowboys.
I'll take the Cowboys, but in a close one.
This is tough for me, man, because we all know. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, like Southern California, like I mean, Justin might, but it's gonna be a home game for the Cowboys. I was thinking about going with the Chargers, but it's gonna be a home game. I know like 2 Charger fans, and I grew up, an hour from San Diego. This is for me the toughest game on the card. Give me the Chargers.
Taking the Chargers. All right. Well, there we have it, folks. That's the week 6 slate. It's crazy how fast football season goes. It feels like just yesterday we were preparing for week 1, Thursday night football, but here we are, week 6. It's getting down to the nitty gritty. Of course, every game matters a little bit more from here on out. Best of luck to y'all. I know, Sean, I know what you want for your team. I know what Justin wants for his team. I hope we all get what we want. Let's just put it like that. All I want is a new quarterback. All I want is a new quarterback.
It's what I want, but it's not easy. It's harder than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, you haven't had a smooth transition since Peyton. Every quarterback has been almost essentially worse than the last. It seems like it's only gotten worse for you guys.
I would take Cam Newton right now over Mac.
Yeah, but to be fair, you would also take a bag of Fritos over Mac Jones right now.
You're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
I'm just saying, like,
I might be able to play quarterback better than Mac has been playing quarterback. And I
remember what I was talking about last show when I said I think a lot of Mac's problems right now is mentally too. I think he's lost his confidence completely.
I have a question for Justin specifically. Would you at this point take Cooper Rush over Mac? It just popped in my mind as I'm looking over that. Would you? I mean, Mac just has no heart. It just looks like he doesn't.
They're essentially the same.
But like Mac, and that's a great point because that's what before Justin answers the question, I just cut him off. I apologize because if you look at Mac Jones and Brady's scouting report, they're virtually the same exact thing. Make very smart plays.
That's when the Patriots had a GM that wasn't Belichick.
Right, yeah, fair point. Belichick wanted Mac.
I'm surprised Cooper Rush hasn't been picked up by another team. Just somebody's giving him a shot. I'm kind of shocked.
I don't think Cooper Rush is a legitimate starter.
Yeah.
I'm surprised somebody has given him a chance.
Trey Lance, and at least you'd have some mobility back there. Mac Jones is not only a weak-armed quarterback, he can't run.
He's a statue.
I'd take Sam Howell over Mac. Personally, Sam Howell looked good last week. They just lost. Well, for a good amount of the game, he looked good.
Yeah. Sam Howell, I don't know if I would take Sam Howell over Mac Jones. That's tough. I still 100% believe you've got to give Mac something to work with, some type of receiver that knows how to run a route and catch a football.
Yeah.
But other than that, as a Patriot fan, Justin, I get it. You went from the arguably, almost inarguably, the greatest quarterback ever to someone who probably almost isn't even a top 25 quarterback in the league right now. That's a significant dip, buddy.
And I don't think it's even close.
And Justin, I know how you feel. Hopefully your guys' transition will be a lot faster than ours because we're still going through ours. So hang in there, bud.
That's tough. Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. You know exactly what he's talking about. You know exactly what he's going through. Because you also went from someone who could make a case in point is the greatest quarterback of all time to a round of who's Trevor Siemian, who? Like Paxton Lynch. Who the fuck are you, Paxton Lynch? Like obviously you had Teddy Bridgewater, who's made a name for himself in the NFL, but he wasn't that great as a Bronco either.
He's probably the best one out of all of them, though.
Case Keenum, obviously he took the Vikings to an NFC Championship game, so he's had some moments, of course. But
Drew Lock was a viable replacement for Geno Smith for a little bit.
Yeah. Drew Lock probably reminds me of Zach Wilson, but at the same time, I guess that's an
accurate comparison.
He just reminds me a lot of Zach Wilson.
Too.
Yeah, they're both super talented that never got their game together.
Before we go on to a topic that I know Casey's been dying to discuss.
I want to talk a little college football too. Just one thing about college football.
Oh, dude, of course. Yeah, go.
One thing. Did you guys see the Miami Hurricanes?
Oh, I was gonna bring that up. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's like you play That's like us playing. That's like Casey playing me in Madden and feeling bad that he's gonna beat me and he doesn't want to be a dick and kneel the ball, so he runs it. And then what are you doing? That's self-sabotage. If I've ever seen, like, what the fuck were they doing? That literally, we could talk all the time about the Seattle should have ran it on the 1 yard line, blah, 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 blah. But you could still make a case the other way. There is no case to be made.
I agree.
For running the ball.
Why would you not just kneel the ball?
Exactly. Why would you not just kneel the ball? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it was they fumbled on like second down, but the clock was at like 1:20. Like two knees would have ended the game.
This is a man who signed a 10-year contract for $80 million.
And they were rolling. They were undefeated.
Let's not act like he hasn't turned Miami back around, though. Let's not act like he hasn't done that for the program. Come on now.
He had until this week. He was doing great.
He didn't lose it in 1 week.
He lost. I don't know, man. People in Miami are pissed.
I agree, but you don't.
They have to run the table now.
You don't lose what you built in 1 week.
He came pretty damn close. I mean, they have to run the table, and they still have to play. They're going to have to play Florida State at some point. So
they probably won't run the table. It may have cost him this year, possibly, but he's built a solid foundation again. And we know damn well if the U gets a solid foundation, they're going to start getting top-notch recruits again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, South Florida is an absolute. I think
absolutely, and he's built that pipeline back. Sure, he might have cost him this playoffs. It's very possible because I don't think they're going to run the table.
To look at it.
But in an overall spectrum of things, he's done an amazing job to get that program back up. And there are going to be some heavy recruits coming back to the U. And 10, 15 years from now, we might see another 30 for 30 on them called I brought the U back.
Yeah, I like that. That's a fair point because you're right. Mario Cristobal at the end of the day, like it, if he can, that pipeline in South Florida, if you can have a winning I mean, do we even have to go over the 0-2 roster? Portis, I think it was Ed Reed on that team. They had Jeremy Shaw,
greatest college football team ever assembled.
I think the greatest offense personally was LSU when they had Burrow, Edwards, Hilaire, Justin Jefferson, and Jamar Chase. You're not beat. They beat Oklahoma like 60 to fucking 7 or some shit like that.
No, I hear you.
You can make a lot of arguments. USC, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart.
They were not even touching Miami in terms of talent.
No, they weren't. Miami was a juggernaut.
I know Miami was a powerhouse, but I don't know. There's a lot of good offenses, a lot of good college offenses.
Oh yeah,
that's a debate for another day. I would love to have that one day.
Yeah, and before we Before we do move on to a different subject, did you guys see USC take 3 fucking overtimes to beat trash ass Arizona? We play Notre Dame this weekend. I think we're a 1.5 point underdog. Our
what is up
defense
with that defense, man?
dude, like our offense is so good that it's scary, bro. Like we could just come down and snap with a fucking finger, just score. Our defensive line is number, I think, 3 in the country tackles for loss. And
See, Ian, with an offense like that, you're in it against everybody.
Against everybody. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's insane how good and how fluent, not even just how explosive, but just how fluent your offense is. It's like clockwork. It's like a symphony. They just move and move and move. Everything is on beat. Everything is on pace. Caleb Williams, he's ready now. He could step into the NFL tomorrow and be a top 15 quarterback.
I think Shadur
tomorrow.
Could as well. I think really Shadur could.
Shadur needs to calm the hell down.
Shadur could not, Ian.
He needs to relax.
Okay, maybe not a top 15 quarterback.
What?
Maybe not a top 15 quarterback, but Shadur is NFL ready.
Did you see what he did?
So. I didn't watch the second half of the game, but I was watching a good amount of it. The second half he played a little bit better, but Shadur is
barely beat a pitiful Arizona State team, and he goes
kicker,
to the Arizona State student section and shows off his watch. Like, I get it. Like, you know, it's the big time, man. He's happy, but come on, man.
Ian, he's not NFL ready.
Shadur is definitely NFL ready. Not like Caleb. Shadur is NFL ready.
What are you talking about? NFL ready? How though? Like, how effective would he be? What's your expectation for NFL ready? He's not there, Ian.
Maybe a decent starter.
Maybe.
I'd take Michael Penix Jr. over him.
Yeah, me too.
Even
without even thinking.
Yeah,
that wouldn't even be a choice. That'd be instantaneous.
But going back to what Casey was saying about USC's offense, just like, you know, we could just pretty much outscore everybody. Like, you know, Notre Dame, they obviously just lost this weekend. Going to be a really big bounce back spot when we play them this weekend. But, you know, Notre Dame. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. But Notre Dame's defense is better than anybody you guys have played. That's true. But I wholeheartedly believe that we can just outscore Notre Dame, to be honest with you.
Yes. Yeah, because Notre Dame can't score.
Yeah, that Louisville game was rough, man. But it was on the road. If you think about it, though, Notre Dame was literally a play away from beating Ohio State. So, like,
we'll guess.
See. Ohio State's not. They're not as.
Ohio State's good.
Yeah, they're not the same as they were last year.
They struggled against Maryland, but I also think Maryland's good too. It's so hard to tell.
And Sean, I know you don't want to hear this. It's scary how good Michigan is right now.
Yeah. Bro, I don't want to fucking hear that at all. Let's pull up their schedule.
Scary. I know they've played weak opponents, Sean, but they have annihilated every team.
Yeah,
we're gonna look at their records of all
their closest game. I'm pretty sure was when they played UNLV and they were only up by 21 at halftime. Yeah, they beat the shit out of everybody. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh no, I'm just pulling up their schedule. I wasn't prepared to do this, but
I know
you're not wrong with strength of opponents, but you have to admit it's impressive how much they're beating these guys down.
No, it's not. When they're beating inferior opponents, it's not impressive.
That's
it's just
your
like
bias,
the Lions.
Sean.
No, because it's just like the Lions situation. Would you guys stop cutting me off? Holy shit.
Sorry.
It's just like the Lions beating the Panthers, talking about like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. You have not played anybody worth a damn. I'm talking about Michigan, not the Lions here. Haven't played anybody worth a damn to really even say that they're that good.
That's fair.
Indiana that's who they play this weekend. Trash. MSU, I hate to say it, not good. Then they play Purdue.
They gotta beat Ohio.
They don't play anybody.
Sean, Michigan's gonna kick the shit out of Michigan State, though.
They don't play anybody good until Penn State. November 11th. They started off against East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota.
UNLV's 5-1, sir.
Indiana. This is
Sean,
not.
You do realize Minnesota was the first team to put up double digits on them this year?
You realize Minnesota is hot garbage?
I know, but the highest point total they've allowed this season is 10.
Harbaugh's got to beat Ohio State for me to buy Michigan.
No, they got to beat Penn State, in my opinion. Ohio State.
They'll beat Ohio State. They've already beaten Ohio State. They don't need to He doesn't need to do that again.
I just want to look up these.
For me, that's what it's going to take for me to buy Michigan. That's just me.
Okay, so
I agree with Sean. It's the Penn State game.
Minnesota's 3-3. Nebraska's 3-3.
UNLV's 4-1. I mean, granted, they play in the Mountain West, but UNLV's also been
they play
playing pretty well too.
Yeah, but they play in the Mountain West, man. I don't
think
it's
not like they're
squeaking
by.
Because I'm actually throwing out legitimate statistics here.
No,
if you
it's
combine
not that
the
you're
wins
wrong.
and losses, it's just I can't really put the crown on them yet. I think
it's not
right
that
now
wrong.
the best team is like a Georgia. Georgia looks good.
Of course, Georgia always looks good.
And debatable. I mean, Georgia's defense, don't get me wrong, is outstanding. But if it wasn't for Brock Bowers, they would have lost to Auburn. So,
I just think a lot of people. I'm sorry to get like so emotional about this, but I just think to see. Go ahead.
All the Georgia players that are in the draft just end up going to Philly. That's where they go. That's all they go.
He's not wrong either. But no, Sean, it's not you're wrong with Michigan playing garbage opponents. That's not the point we're trying to make, that they're playing good common teams.
It actually irritates the shit out of me just seeing the media talk about it. It's so fucking annoying. I'm sorry. Talking about, Michigan's so much stuff. They haven't played anybody worth a damn. They've played high school teams. Shut the fuck up.
They're annihilating them, Sean.
Supposed. That's what they're supposed to do. They're high school team. They haven't played anybody.
I mean, Nebraska's garbage. Minnesota's not good. UNLV, but I mean, at the same time, they're at Minnesota's the only team to score 10. I think they're going to beat the piss out of Michigan State. Penn State is when we're going to find out what they're really about.
I agree.
And Maryland. I think Maryland. People are sleeping on Maryland. Did you see what James Franklin said? I couldn't agree with the dude more.
Oh, about Harbaugh? Oh,
yeah, just scheduling cupcake opponents. Now, I will say this. Next year, Michigan's making up for it. Their schedule is going to be crazy, and rightfully so. I don't know if you guys seen it.
They got next year.
Oh, my God. Look it up. I can look it up real quick. It's insane.
Hold on.
Even if this was MSU, I would be saying the same thing.
I believe you.
I would be saying the same
fucking
thing.
That, but...
Playing cupcake opponents just doesn't do it for me. Michigan schedule.
Oh shit, they play Fresno State, Texas, and that's the Oregon USC games, those are conference games now. Same thing with but I mean Texas is coming to Ann Arbor. That's gonna be a tough game, man, because Texas is one of those teams, if they're good like they are now. I mean, they lost Saturday, but they're gonna always have good team, and I'm pretty sure Quinn Ewers is gonna be back too.
Yeah, so next year they got Texas, Oregon, USC, at Ohio State, at Washington.
But those aren't games they scheduled though. Those are now Big Ten games.
Yeah, but I'm just saying overall the schedule next year, they're making up for all the piss poor schedules they've had the last 2 or 3 seasons. Listen, people were saying the same shit about them last year, and what happened? They lost to TCU.
They got caught sleeping. TCU also lost 63-8. Michigan was a better team than TCU.
Everybody knows that.
And they lost, guys. They lost.
Sean, since when does losing a game to a team just once in that type of situation mean the team's better? That's not the case every time. We know that.
I mean, you're right, but they lost. That's the only argument you could really use. They lost.
Sean, they lost.
And they were predicted to win easily. And then TCU goes and gets their asses kicked by a real fucking team, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Michigan would have put up a way better fight.
You're on fucking drugs, my friend. Lay off.
Michigan would have put up a way better fight than TCU. A way better fight.
I just can't get on the Michigan hype train. Call me an MSU homer. I don't care. But I
will MSU homer.
They haven't played anybody. I'm throwing out legit statistics here. You guys are just saying, oh, they're better. But they fucking lost. They fucking lost.
They did come back like it was nothing, though.
History is on my side here. Stats are on my side. Call me a homer all you want. I'm using statistics. Fight me. I don't care.
Before we go any further down this rabbit hole, for those who are unfamiliar, college hockey season is about to start. And before we talk about the main Black Bears, the first thing I want to get into is Michigan State. Those guys look good. They beat Lake Superior State when they 4-2 win. They had 4 different guys score. I'll let Sean kind of take the floor to kind of let us know how the atmosphere has been. I think 2 of your guys' bigger games are sold out now. But yeah, you guys look pretty good. I mean, I was looking at the rankings earlier. I actually took that off my screen, but you guys are top 15, right?
They're number 8 in the country. And to be honest, I mean, I don't follow MSU hockey too much, like know the players and stuff, but I can definitely say the hype train is up this year for MSU hockey. The first game was sold out. I can't remember the last time that has happened. I can't remember the last time they started off in the top 10. So hockey is definitely on the come up. We got a 5-star recruit coming in the class of 2025, I believe. I think I saw. So, recruits are coming in. New coach is definitely doing big things. So it's some exciting stuff for college hockey. I might have to start paying attention more.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with Michigan State, I mean, and you're going to be able to attest to this better than I think anybody else will, because, I mean, Michigan State, granted, their football team is terrible, but, I mean, you guys still have a huge football program. I didn't realize your guys' stadium is in the middle of the campus, by the way. That's pretty cool. And then your guys' basketball team is obviously really dope. But how is it? Is it just when Michigan State sucks that nobody gives a fuck? Because I know that's not the case with Maine. People are always going to show up to the Melfon. Am I right, Merritt, or Casey, or am I wrong?
Are you talking about football? People still go to football games.
No, I'm talking about hockey. I'm talking about hockey when they're shit. Like, do people still show up?
Yeah. I mean, they kind of have a fan base, but I mean, you're competing with MSU basketball, and if the hockey team sucks, people obviously are gonna go to basketball.
Is that the case at the Alphon, Casey? I don't know, Justin, if you've ever been to any Maine game, or if you're.
Oh, Justin's definitely.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Definitely been. It's not like. Trust me, if Maine's has had a few down seasons where the Alphons, I wouldn't say been empty, but I'd say it maybe half capacity, and that's happened quite a few years, especially where it's been consistent downfall for quite a few seasons. I think this year is going to be entirely different, though. They revamped their scoreboard, they revamped their rink. They had the number 1 recruiting class coming into this season. Ben Barr seems like he's, no disrespect to the dead, a mile upgrade over Red Gendron.
Right.
Did you guys hear that story about how our hockey coach died a couple seasons back?
No.
I don't know how he died, but I know that because pretty much everybody on that Facebook page that you were gracious enough to invite me to, they were pretty much like, I know he was a terrible coach, but he was a great guy, and it's terrible how he died. But I don't know how he passed now.
If I'm not mistaken, can't remember the full story. I believe it was of a heart attack on the golf course.
Damn, that's a tough way to go out.
That is correct. He died on the golf course.
Yeah, that's exactly how I remembered it, and it was just so unexpected. And of course, condolences to his family and his loved ones, of course. But Ben Barr is definitely the coach of the future for Maine. He's bringing this Josh Nadeau kid. They have these guys, the Nadeau brothers. This guy named Josh Nadeau put up 2 goals against New Hampshire this past Saturday, I believe the game was. Maine looked good. I don't know why you would schedule your biggest Hockey East rival for a scrimmage game.
I was wondering that.
It doesn't make much sense to me. And of course, we have our traditional home opener with RPI this Friday and Saturday, Thursday and Friday. I'm gonna mop the floor with them. They're not gonna compete with Maine.
Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute.
Is that how you pronounce that? That was gonna be.
I don't know.
I
just said it random. Whatever came to my mind first.
But I think Maine will dominate both those 2 games, and then they have a real test against Quinnipiac the following weekend. That's definitely going to have real implications for what Maine's going to be this season. I like where this team is headed. I can see them finishing top 4, top 5 in Hockey East, which means they'll have a home playoff game. So I'm not hating on that. They're definitely not quite there yet with the top ranks. I don't see that this year, but they're definitely on the upswing, and things are looking bright at the Alphond.
Yeah, I mean, Quinnipiac obviously defending national champions, beat Minnesota last year. I think it's going to be a tough one against. Well, first of all, against what is Kim Basinger? No, what is it? Rensselaer? I didn't have enough time to look up the pronunciation, but I mean, those are guys that they have. They have 10 seniors on their team, and Maine has 8 freshmen and 10 sophomores. So we'll
young.
see. Yeah, they're a really young team. They're picked 9th to picked to finish ninth in Hockey East. But I mean, it's they're receiving votes for the top 20, and if they can sweep this weekend, and they can, I mean, do you think if they split with Quinnipiac, that they could possibly jump in there, depending on how impressive their one win is, if they get it, or if they don't get their ass kicked in one of the games?
Well,
Quinnipiac played a close one against Boston College. They just went over 7 on power plays and couldn't get nothing done.
If I had I don't think they could get. They could probably get in the others receiving votes if they were to sweep at Quinnipiac.
Right.
I mean, if they were to split it, especially
if Quinnipiac?
if they were to sweep, then they'd be making some headwaves. But if they split, I don't see them getting quite creeping into that top 20. I could absolutely see them being in the others receiving votes, especially if they say they beat them like 5-2 one night and then lose a 4-3 overtime game, something along those lines. If I can see a tough battle like that, then that's really going to show the grit of Maine, and it could absolutely put them in, some categories, I'd say, for others receiving votes. I wouldn't put it that far. Then, of course, it all depends, especially with Maine, and Justin can verify this. He's seen this time and time again. Maine sometimes, for a lack of a better term, will shoot their load Friday night in a big game, play their hearts out, either squeak a close W out or lose a heartbreaker, and then just get absolutely annihilated the following night. Justin, how many times have we seen that?
More times than I can tell you. I mean, for a long time, we couldn't beat Providence on the road or at home to save our lives. Then there were a couple years back where we finally got over that hump, and then we beat them on the Friday or Saturday, depending if it was a fully weekend game or just a Friday, Saturday, Sat, and then just get the doors blown off of us the next day.
Yep, that seems to be the formula for Maine. I'm hoping that's going to change under, Ben Barr's tenure. That's exactly what we're hopeful for. But who knows, man? Hockey East is always loaded. It's always a crapshoot. There is so much talent in Hockey East, man. It is loaded top to bottom with NHL caliber players.
You going this weekend? Either of you, Justin, Merritt, this weekend to the main game?
I'd like to, but I'm a little busy.
Actually, you know what? I probably will on Friday.
Nice.
I don't have anything else going on that I can think of that would actually maybe. I don't know. It's been I got to make my return to the Alphond. I don't know if you guys know this, and this might sound shocking to some of y'all, especially to Sean and Ian. You guys know how many main games I went to last year?
One. The playoff game against Vermont.
That's my guess.
One. Yeah, the answer is one.
Yeah, and I have a fucking bone to pick with them about that fucking playoff game. They ruined my parlay, bro. I really stayed and turned on fucking ESPN Plus, and Casey is at the game, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? Then they go down like 2-0. They came back, and then they got Vermont ended up getting an incredible empty net goal, won by like 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Maine was down 2-0. I believe it was either entering the second or the third. I can't remember. They scored 2 goals to tie it, and I was texting Ian throughout the course of the game. I was like, this is nuts. Like, they're going to do it. And no, they didn't.
And wasn't Vermont like the dead last team of the playoffs, right? Like, you guys were the highest seed that didn't have a bye, if I remember correctly.
Yes, we were.
But we'll see, man. I mean, honestly, was it the Swayman year that you guys got they canceled the tournament in 2020? That was that year, right?
Yeah, and we were going to make some noise in that tournament. We had by far the best goaltender in all of college hockey that year. Swayman he should be the starter for the Bruins, I might add. He really should be. But he was phenomenal. We were strong contenders to win Hockey East that year. Didn't quite get it done. But if the tournament got to get played out, I think you would have seen Maine in the Frozen Four that year.
Hockey is what, 32 teams? Single elimination is just like March Madness, right? It's 32.
Yes, though? Correct.
Yeah, no, I that's a whole different. I personally wait, hold on. You hate the 32 or you hate the single elimination?
I hate single elimination in hockey.
I feel the same. I feel more so about hockey kind of the same thing, because all it takes is one shot to hit the crossbar. They're never going to change the format of March Madness. I could spend a whole segment talking about this shit. Basketball is not a game that does at the highest level, the higher levels, NCAA, NBA, whatever. It should not be played with one game. Are you really telling me that Fairleigh Dickinson is better than Purdue? You know what I'm saying? Or UMBC was better than Virginia. I mean, I guess there is something to be said about not preparing enough. And we've seen Purdue. You know, I'm sure Sean, being a Big Ten fan, is well aware of Purdue's struggles. I mean, they lost to I think North Texas 2 years ago. But it like basketball is a game where the ball could literally just bounce out. You could play awesome. If a team plays a good zone defense, they're able to protect you from getting 10 feet from the 5 feet from the basket. You're missing your shots. There's not much you could do. And the same kind of goes with hockey. Hockey is another sport that it's just a puck might hit the fuck post. Hockey is just so fast paced, man. There's so many different.
It really is.
Into it, but I think what was it when the year after the Golden Knights went to the championship, so the 2019 playoffs, they were up like 4-0 or something on the Sharks. And they called a bullshit penalty against the Golden Knights. Sharks proceed to score like 5 goals in like 6 minutes. And I have people on Facebook arguing, well, you know nothing about momentum. That penalty changed the momentum of the game. They were up 4-0 in the third period.
So many stupid people on Facebook, man. Keyboard warriors. I argue with them all the time. I know how you feel.
I try not to argue with them because
I blocked them today, man.
Why indulge your energy into something like that, you know?
I know. I get it.
Oh man, but funny story. But
I know Ian be on there all the time. Bro.
Yeah, but yeah, no, for real. I mean, my fucking comment, by the way, has 40,000 people. My friend was telling me you probably have your own little fan base of people that like your that think you're like a genius. And I was like, oh, you really think so? She's like, no, I'm just fucking with you. I'm like, oh shit. What were you gonna say, Casey?
Well, I know you wanted to kind of dive into the question tonight, which is totally fine. Before we do. I don't know why we haven't touched on this briefly yet, at least just for a quick moment. The battle of the up-and-coming stars in the NBA that we got to witness in the preseason last night. Oklahoma City for the San Antonio Spurs. I saw the highlights this morning. Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama. They're both legit. Both of them. They are going to be the next 2 up-and-coming dudes in the NBA. And I could see both of them staying around for a long time, making the Western Conference a dance to have for years to come.
Fuck Adam Silver.
I mean, to be completely honest with you, they're both going to be great. But can we ESPN?
He should be on the Pistons. Damn it. Sorry.
Who, Wembanyama?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
I agree, Sean. I agree 100%.
Because you guys got like the 5th pick this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
You guys fucking. What, 5th, right? Who did you guys get?
I don't remember, to be honest.
It wasn't Wembanyama, but no, like ESPN is meat writing. Every outlet is meat writing Wembanyama so hard. But I agree with Casey though. I think that there are 2 future stars. Wembanyama is fucking. I mean, he's legit like 7'4.5", 7'5".
Yeah.
Bro. Now the thing about Chet, one thing that I was watching a little bit of the game last night. I was, me and my friend were both watching it. But Chet looks awkward, but he shot a very high percentage at Gonzaga. Like Chet can play. Chet has that dog in him. So does Wembanyama. Like they're gonna be say goodbye to Jokic. I mean, no, well, I mean that's not even getting down the rabbit hole.
Don't.
You're getting out of control now.
No. Let me cook now.
Right.
I'm not saying that Jokic is going to be a Hall of Famer first ballot. There's no doubt. But the things he does with his IQ. But the thing with Wembanyama, they're saying like if Wembanyama becomes Shaq, like if he has as great of a career as Shaq, that's going to be a disappointment. Like if he doesn't become the absolute best basketball player of all time, if we can't have him in a discussion with LeBron.
Wait. Let's rotate the wheels a little bit, put it in reverse, and back up about 17 seconds.
Well, you better put the e-brake on because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That e-brake was halt. It was done. That car is no longer moving. You might have to check the engine because did you just say if he has a career as good as Shaq's? It's a disappointment. So in all time, great career. It's a disappointment.
Oh yeah,
You're
the example that it was some NBA pro used was Hakeem, I think Hakeem. If he has a career as good as Hakeem, it's gonna be a disappointment. Shaq is obviously better than Hakeem.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. But if Shaq,
okay, Shaq is a little more like I'm kind of backpedaling now like a damn DB. But no, Wembanyama is supposed to. I mean, he is. I would say like I mean, because you got to remember, I remember the LeBron hype, and I was a kid. Like LeBron, I mean, and for whatever people want to say about LeBron, the fact that he can even be in the discussion with Jordan is absolutely insane, considering the fact that he's lived up to it more than anybody. I mean, Bryce Harper is another one that comes to mind.
We need to stop putting such high expectations on these kids, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
man,
don't think
I
so,
said
man.
Caleb
It's a
Williams is
business.
going to be like Drew Brees, so.
You did, and that's
I think
crazy.
he's be better than Drew Brees.
You did say that.
You got to roll the
But
tape back.
that's crazy to think of these expectations we're putting on these kids, man. And the way social media is constructed, all it takes is one blunder. All it takes is Victor missing one easy layup that can win the game, or airballing it, or making a bad pass, or anything.
Right.
Dribbling the ball off his foot, and he is going to be a meme for months to come. That is insane pressure that
That's just
we
the
don't
product of his
realize.
environment, though. Like I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying, because it's at the same point. Like, they. Shit. I mean, how are you going to expect him to be a top 3? I mean, when you think about best basketball players ever, people will. What did Jadakiss say in that song? There's somebody better than Jordan that never got that break. Maybe,
Yeah.
but when you've played against the top competition, I think those are the best people to have ever touched a basketball. And when you're like Merritt, like Casey, it's like when you're expecting a dude that hasn't even played a regular season game yet to be like I was saying, like if he has a career like Shaq, it's gonna be a disappointment. That's a very, very, very lofty expectation. And like it's just like he said, like if he dribbles the ball off his foot, if he misses a big shot in a playoff game, it's gonna be, oh, he's trash. He's never gonna be like Jordan. He's never gonna be like LeBron. But
it will be worse. It won't be, oh, he's trash. It's gonna be, oh, he's great until he needs to be. They're gonna call him mentally fragile. They're gonna say he can, the same exact thing, and that is worse than just saying, oh, you're straight up trash, because you can shrug that off. You know what I mean? You can easily shrug off, I'm trash. Okay, get the fuck out of here. But when someone says you can't get it done, that's all you're going to be thinking about when you're in that situation again. And your palms are going to get sweaty.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
at the
thinking
same
about
time,
it in their multi-million mansion, so I don't feel bad for them.
I hear you. I don't feel bad for him, but it just is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like, shit, it's, if you're gonna be a great, you gotta rise above that. That's why, before we get on to the question, that's why I've kind of always agree with LeVar Ball's. He does a lot of wild shit, but he pretty much said, like, if Lonzo can't deal with a target on his back, like that he's not. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what he said, but like, I want him to have the target on his. Like, if you can't think about the target LeBron has on his back, like LeBron can have an amazing season. People don't watch the fucking games. They don't look at the stats. They just see LeBron throw a bad pass or miss a layup or miss a free throw at the end of the game, and he'll never be Jordan.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the same thing for Wembanyama, and at the same time, I mean, Shaq is very vocal. You think Shaq doesn't have an ego? The second Wembanyama has a bad playoff game, that's why he could ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could ever be Hakeem having every time. So it.
Yeah.
No, I agree 100%.
It's gonna be tough, man. But going on to the question, and I've been dying to ask this for a while, so. It's not really a great question, I don't feel like.
You're dying to ask it, but it's not a great
right,
one.
but I feel like I'm really excited to hear everybody's answers. I might know Sean's answer to one of them. The rest of them I'm completely clueless about. We'll actually start with Justin. The greatest, well, whoever wants to go, because you guys might need some time to think about it. So whoever wants to fucking go first, just jump in. It's a 2-part question, but it's the exact same premise. The greatest sports TV show, or your favorite sports TV show, and your favorite sports movie.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
TV show.
Trying to think of TV shows that are about sports.
I'm gonna say American Gladiators.
That
counts.
That definitely counts.
That's a really good answer too.
That's a really good fucking answer. There was a 30 for 30 about it, but I never watched it. Why American Gladiators though? Is what about it?
It's just like the amount of like training and preparation that these normal Joes took to beat these legitimate bodybuilder athlete type folks to prove themselves above where they really should have no chance.
Okay. Now, Ian, real quick, is when you say sports TV show, is this excluding sport debate shows?
Yes, excluding sport debate shows. Yes.
Okay.
What were you gonna say? First Take with Stephen A. and Skip?
Not necessarily. I just didn't know if there was an option or not.
No, it's not an option.
Okay.
I'm talking about like it can be like a like.
I got my answers.
Right,
I got
okay,
my
go
answers.
ahead, go ahead.
So
Wait,
Movie, you have to remember the Titans though.
Here's
Remember
the
that-
thing.
for the movie. All right, we'll go back to that. But remember the Titans. That's what Sean's gonna pick too. Go ahead.
The movie for me.
You know me too well, my friend.
The movie is. This is gonna sound so bad. Feels like I'm hedging my bets. The movie, it's a 4-way tie.
God damn.
I'm sorry, it's a 4-way tie.
Picks out, like,
And the
Happy
movies
Gilmore or
are
something.
as follows: Remember the Titans,
Mm.
Miracle,
Mm.
Varsity Blues,
Mm.
and D2 The Mighty Ducks.
Of course.
So
All right.
though the sports TV show, specifically, I have to add parts 3 and 4 of Last Chance U, the indie
Ooh.
series.
Respect.
What about movie? Or what about show?
That is a show.
That is a show.
Oh, you said the show. Okay, Last Chance.
Last
Oh,
Chance U.
really? So you're talking
Yeah.
about indie seasons 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. Which is parts 3 and 4.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, specifically the indie series of Last Chance U. It's a ritual. It's a ritual for Sean. Him and I both watch it every July,
Every July.
to prepare for football season.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
All
that's a good one. Last Chance U is definitely there's so many quotes from that movie, bro. What he say?
Show. It's a show, not a movie.
Or sorry, from that show. What did he say? It smells like some pussy out there tonight, fellas. He said, "Hut, blue 42, number 11's a bitch." Hut, like that. I love that shit, man. Like Jason Bray, you motherfuckers couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. I went to school. I got 3 degrees. I don't know what a fucking atom is, but I'm a cold hustler. I love that shit, man. Jason Brown is just God, he said, "I'm your new Hitler." Like, you didn't think the German kid was gonna go tell somebody, but that's a whole different. Fuck, I love Last Chance U.
I mean,
bro.
he was calling him a German fuck for crying out loud. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for that.
Such a good show. And then when he cut a player on live TV, he
Oh, yeah, he
smoking
said,
weed. Oh, you're
"Congratulations."
fucking cut.
Congratulations, you've been cut on national television. I remember
He said, these grades are horrible. F.
before Sean gets on to his, my favorite. I think you guys really now the second basketball edition of Last Chance U. I thought that shit was ass. I look forward to it for my. Do you guys really the first basketball season, man? Like that is a great because the thing about the first Last Chance U basketball is that was the year they got it cut short by COVID, and that team was great. That whole team, it was like Central Michigan. Joe Hampton was a bounce back from fucking like he was a 5-star recruit. Deshaun Hyler, he was from Riverside. He went on to play at Sacramento State. Malik like they all went and did something. But
I
just
hear you.
point that out.
I
But
hear you, Ian.
It's just hard to top JB.
I was gonna say
yeah.
it ruined the Last Chance U for me. If they were to put out that documentary about the basketball team and didn't call it Last Chance U, I'd probably like it. But I can't because it's not Jason Brown, and God damn it, I want some Jason Brown in my life.
His podcast is pretty good.
It is. It's very entertaining. All right, Ian, what's yours? Or no, wait, have you done
Sean,
you
yeah,
haven't
I
done your
want
show yet?
Well, remember the Titans, Sean. Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some honorable mentions in there. I mean, I'm sitting here. There's a Rocky poster in my room, so I can't
We
say
gotta go back to
Rocky.
Justin's movie
Great.
too. Go ahead.
movie.
You know, I love underdog stories, so Rudy's up there for me.
I never seen the full movie.
Man, if you ever just want to watch like a movie that just puts you in
A
a good
feel-good.
mood, with a happy ending, yeah, a good feel
Yeah,
good movie.
Rudy's a really good movie.
Yeah, Rudy's fantastic. The TV show I had to think about, but it makes sense once you guys hear my answer. It's a newer show.
Winning time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're friends.
That's a really good choice. That's a really
Like,
really
what
good show.
It was just good, phenomenal. I wish it was longer, but yeah, it was just fun all the way up to it, all the way to the end.
It's good. It's a really good one.
So,
All right, Justin.
as far as Remember the Titans, like what about that? That's not my pick, but that's definitely up there. So what about why Remember the Titans? Like what about it?
I like watching movies that were
Classic.
people. Yeah, it's a classic first of all, but I also love movies where people battle through racism, especially back then.
It's not
Yeah,
virtue signaling either. It's just a great movie.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
and then obviously Denzel, such a good actor, he killed it. Everybody killed it really in that movie. All the actors killed it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of TV shows and movies that just really replicate what you want to see when a sports movie,
Yeah.
Remember the Titans kind of checks every box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really
It
does.
has really great simulated football.
It's funny.
It's funny. It has its moments, of course. And like Sean said, man, Denzel makes you buy into every role he's in. He just sucks you in and makes you believe he's that character, and he gets you invested. And Sean, me and you, we've always had our running inside joke about Remember the Titans. We always, anytime one of us is watching it,
TV show for me now.
yeah, like anytime they're cheering, anytime they're sad, anytime they're scared, it's just like in reality they don't actually care.
Yeah, they don't care. Like that whole perspective has ruined a lot of movies for me. Like I told you, I was watching Friday the 13th, and I'm just thinking, yeah, this guy knows he's gonna die right now.
Like I think it all started, Sean, because we made that joke when they were cheering that they won the game, and you and I were like, they're probably only actually cheering because they're done filming this fucking scene.
I remember you were watching it once on I think we were on Xbox. You said, "Oh yeah, this guy knows he's gonna get hurt right now."
So what about you, Justin? Is it kind of the same thing with Remember the Titans? Like what makes that movie stick out to you personally?
For me, I mean, it's the feel good come together, overcoming the boundaries, and honestly, I didn't realize after I started watching it, and realized that Donald Faison, aka Turk from Scrubs, was Petey. It didn't hit for a little while. Finally realized, I was like, wait a second, I know that guy. But
wow, really, that just clicked for me, Justin.
Well, I'm the opposite way. Like I saw him on Scrubs, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's Petey." Go ahead though.
No, but and I'll say every single time in the scene where Gary gets hit by the cars, it just breaks my heart every time. It's just like not this scene.
I'm always just hoping that it doesn't happen every time.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, Denzel makes that movie. Absolutely makes the movie, and it feels like you're part of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm a winner.
I'm going to win.
Now, will be perfect in every aspect of the game.
Now, Ian, I think I know what your show is gonna be. You want me to say it? I think your show's gonna be Playmakers.
That's up there. That's actually one that that's not it, but fuck, see, honestly, as a kid, I used to see that shit because when that shit came out, I was like 10, and I was like, oh man, this is some real adult shit. Like they're all fucking
I know how often
steroids.
you've mentioned it, so that's why I was saying I thought that's what it was gonna be.
Nah, so I'll throw in some honorable mentions. First for the show, if you guys haven't seen this show, it's fucking incredible. It's before our time. I came across it because my YouTube shuffled to it in the middle of the night. It's called The White Shadow. It's a show. I don't know. Have you guys ever heard of White Shadow?
I have not.
It's a show in like the late, like mid to late. It was before Jordan got to the Bulls.
Damn, 1978, huh?
Oh, White
Looking
Shadow?
it up right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 3 seasons. It was pretty much about it's typical white savior show. It's like a former basketball player. He goes to coach at an inner city school. He's a white guy. It's just a great show though. It's pretty much he goes to coach a high school basketball team, and he it covers everything that most part TV shows weren't covering at that time. Underage drinking, abuse in the household, police brutality, things like that. But my show, well, one more honorable mention has to be Last Chance U. I have my my answer for the show is Friday Night Lights.
Good choice. That's such a good show.
Dude, that's just a great fucking show. It's like that show did not miss. Like the second season was kind of trash, but me and my ex-girlfriend binge watched it on Netflix.
I watched it for the first time last year. So good.
It's good, man. Like Jason Street gets hurt the first. Like he annoyed me. Like I don't like he was the only one they focused on when he left high school in that fucking wheelchair and shit. But yeah, it was just a good show, man. Like character development was great. There really wasn't a bad actress in the show. It was
Buddy Garrity.
It took the movie to another. Yeah, Buddy Garrity, probably maybe the best character in the show. Smash's mom was absolutely incredible.
So
I mean,
people find this insane when I tell them I've never seen it.
Oh man,
you've never seen the movie either, have you?
No, I haven't seen the movie or the show.
Yeah, Merritt, you got to do yourself a favor and watch the show.
I haven't seen it either.
So you too, Justin. It's good.
See, the thing about me is like when it comes to the show, it's just is so good. And then as far as like honorable bitches for the movie, since I'm the last motherfucker to talk, I guess I get this privilege. As far as the movies, there's so many sports movies, dude, that I can't even. One that's really underrated. It's not my pick, but it's called Rebound: The Legend of Earl Manigault, who was essentially he's played by Don Cheadle. But he's pretty much like a street ball legend in New York. Ends up getting hooked to drugs. The basketball, I don't really consider Basketball Diaries a sports movie, but if you do consider it a sports movie, it's definitely up there because Leonardo DiCaprio was absolutely magnificent. Remember the Titans? I think I just got tired of it as a kid, but like Casey said, it checks all boxes. There's nothing it really doesn't have. My movie was a toss-up. There's two movies I really like. If I had to pick though, it'd be Friday Night Lights. I love Coach Carter. That's my number two. It's always between those two and nothing else. Friday Night Lights was just really like I watched that shit in theaters and it's just like I don't know, man. It's incredible. They have the dude that I don't know his fucking name, but he was in Tokyo Drift, Jarhead. He's the quarterback. They have Derek Luke playing Booby Miles. Buddy Garrity, and the thing is, Buddy Garrity and the wife from that movie are in that movie as well.
That's cool.
And it's just like, yeah, dude, Friday Night Lights is just incredible. And then they go to play Dallas Carter, who there's a 30 for 30 about them. It's called, I think, What Carter Lost. But they pretty much make them out to be like they make them look like thugs in the movie, which a lot of them had a really, they were really upset about that because they weren't thugs. They all had, whatever. I mean, granted, they had the championship stripped away because 4 players are robbed a bunch of places, but that's besides the point. But because I watched the Carter documentary, but they make that team look so intimidating, dude. Like they come out there. Have any of you guys? I know Casey, I was surprised I hadn't seen it. Have any of you guys ever seen Friday Night Lights movie?
Yeah, I've seen it. The show ruined it for me, kind of like Last Chance U with Jason Brown. It's kind of like the same thing. The show ruined it for me, but it's not bad.
Yeah,
I do have one honorable mention that I should have mentioned before. My bad.
Yeah.
Radio.
Radio's good.
I forgot about Radio.
I cried
Radio's
after that
good.
shit when I went to bed at night.
It's probably one of Cuba Gooding Jr.'s best performances.
Yeah. Radio was top notch.
Not even just Cuba Gooding Jr., the fucking the coach.
Ed Harris.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what's his
Ed Harris.
Is that his real name?
Yep.
I mean, what's the actor's name? I should say. Sorry.
That's the actor's name.
Oh, is it? Yeah, Radio dude was just Radio was incredible, man. Cuba Gooding Jr. I think Boys in the Hood is definitely up there, but Radio, like, I really thought that motherfucker was retarded. Like, he was really like, yeah, the hand. Oh yeah, he said, okay, you want a pie or you want pie or chicken? Both. You heard the man get both. Yeah, Radio. That's a good one, man. Like they and when he was in the shed, when they had him tied up and shit, man, that made a grown man cry.
Oh yeah,
man.
So I do have one that I was thinking about as well that would be my honorable mention. That's just slightly below the other 4. That'd be Moneyball.
Ooh, why did I think of that one?
Moneyball is really, really good.
G baby, rest in
How did I
peace.
miss that one?
No, that's Hardball.
No. Which Moneyball again?
That's about the Oakland Athletics.
Yep.
I need to look this up.
Yeah,
Billy
Hardball.
Bean.
That's
Brad Pitt.
Hardball's really good too. Hardball is super good.
I don't think I've seen.
And then
Moneyball.
I don't know. I wouldn't consider this a sports movie because it doesn't have any sports in it. But Air was amazing to me.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna say
I didn't see it. I meant to.
Yeah,
no,
Hey,
Air Bud's a nostalgia classic for sure. But no, Air's really, really good. 42 is phenomenal. Have you guys seen 42 about Jackie Robinson?
Yep.
I haven't seen the whole movie now.
It's
Go on to this
phenomenal.
for hours, man.
Race about Jesse Owens. It's a good one.
Race about Jesse Owens. Hustle with Adam Sandler.
That's an amazing movie. Yeah, that just recently came out.
I need to watch that.
Juan Hernan Gomez says
good.
that people still call him Bo Cruz when he's walking around the streets. That movie, yeah, Hustle, like Casey, that shit is amazing. Like they both, this one's kind of a sports movie. I mean, I guess I'll consider it what is it called? Uncut Gems with Kevin Garnett.
So
with Adam
good.
Sandler. That movie, yeah. You know.
And then of course, if we're talking about like just straight up comedy sports, mine would be Happy Gilmore, but there's so many other ones to mention.
I'm surprised that wasn't in your 4, to be honest.
I love Happy Gilmore.
That shit, I don't know. Happy Gilmore.
It's your home. Don't you want to go to your home?
He said they wouldn't let me play on the pro tour anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, because you're black.
You can tell a movie's good when you can just start saying like random lines, like from Happy Gilmore. Remember the time
Gilmore,
start saying
you
that.
suck.
Absolutely.
Yeah, jackass. Dude, honestly, like that.
He's like, I gotta find Shooter McGavin. Oh, why? Oh, I just gotta kick the living shit out of him.
He said, "Oh, the old ninth hole at 9 trick, huh? It would appear so." Yeah, no, that movie, bro. I mean, The Water Boy, though. I think as far as acting, yeah, like The Water Boy, Adam Sandler made the movie, and Coach Klein. He said he fakes. No. He pretends to fake.
Yeah, he fakes to fake, or he thinks about faking or something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You go on and on with sports movies, man. There's so many good ones that we didn't even mention.
Yeah.
Dude, Miracle is one like there is like I don't know if it was like it's not a spin-off. Uh-huh.
I was just gonna say I need to watch Miracle again. I've only seen it once, and it was when it came out.
Good.
Whoever it is that plays, I can't think of the actor's.
I might watch that tonight, actually.
Who's the actor that plays Herb Brooks? It's a big
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. There you go. Yeah, he there is a movie, one of you guys may have seen it. It's like before it was like a movie about, it wasn't like a documentary, it was an actual movie about the Miracle on Ice, but it was pretty good too. It was made in probably like the 90s or late 80s, but it's kind of the same thing. Miracle is one to where yeah, I think Herb Brooks makes the movie. And the actors too, when they I play for the United States of America. Yeah, that's my favorite part of the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Man, we can make a whole show just about sports movies, bro.
You really could. There's so many good ones.
I could talk about movies all day.
Dude,
yeah, we get to talk about straight up best movies of all time.
Rebound is another. Rebound with Martin Lawrence is another one. That shit gets slept on. Where he's like the middle school coach, where he has to go back and coach middle school kids. You ain't ever seen that shit?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh my God.
We Are Marshall's pretty good.
That one I've never been. I think who was it? Matthew McConaughey was the coach, right? I think he made that movie. Other than that, and then Papa Doc was in that movie too. But other than that though, it like We Are Marshall wasn't really that great to me. I was never really a huge fan. Other than Matthew Hey, Red, you want to run the veer? You want to run the veer? Yeah, no. Remember the Titans though? I think that's like if you're ever in a situation where you feel pressured about answering that questions, remember the Titans is always a safe bet because that movie, I mean, they use that movie, man. Like I've seen clips on YouTube, like they're making examples about teamwork and overcoming odds. Like it's that movie is one of the not one of the last great, but yeah, it's part of the last era of great sports movies that brings everybody. I mean, now we just have so much,
shit.
Recycling.
I'm looking up these movies right now. We forgot so many. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, not even necessarily. Yeah, it's recycling for sure. But now, I mean, nothing wrong with it. But now it's more so about it's not about everybody coming together. I mean, which nothing wrong with it. Black athlete gets over white racism, which at 42, for example. But like, Remember the Titans was kind of like, I think that Remember the Titans, the type of movie that's so good it can unite the whole country type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a really good football movie we're missing.
North Dallas 40, Longest Yard.
You'll know what it is when I say the star actor.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, don't say it yet.
Really good football movie that we're missing.
No, I feel like I'm. Yeah, don't tell me because I feel like I'm missing it too. Because football movies, don't say it. Not Longest Yard. It's not Longest Yard, right? You would have said that.
It's close. Kind of same concept.
Is that a comedy?
No.
The Replacements.
No, that's a good movie too.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Replacements is a good movie.
You said it's a football movie.
Are you? No, you're not talking about Draft Day, are you?
No.
That's a good one too.
Yep.
What about? No, it's not The Greatest Game Ever Played.
That's a golf movie, ain't it? Or no, what am I thinking of? Maybe they did a golf movie. Whatever.
No, it's not. But I'm drawing a blank, Sean.
Yeah, no, hold on. Yeah, no, let us cook for a second. We got this.
Let me tell you when it came out.
Yes.
2006.
Gridiron Gang.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a very good one too.
The Mustang Challenge exhibit.
I don't have it up there with Remember the Titans, but
still
it's good. It's
still a great
film.
Yeah,
it's really good, but I just don't have it up to that level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Gridiron, like, I watched it probably, like, because I've seen it, when it came out, but I watched it a couple of years ago. I appreciated it a lot more being grown. What do you guys think about All American?
No, it's a poor
I've
man's
never
Friday
seen it.
Night Lights. It's a good show.
I've never seen All American.
Like, I enjoy watching All American, but it's a poor man Friday Night Lights.
Okay, that's fair. Well, it's been a great 2 hours, boys.
Yeah. I can talk about movies forever.
For real, man.
Forever.
All right, how about no explanation on it because we can't go for too long. Everyone just say their favorite movie of all time. Ian, what's yours?
All time? You know how hard that is?
Yeah,
all time.
You gotta give us. You gotta give me before. Give us like 30 seconds.
I know mine. It's Goodfellas.
Dude, I want to say Goodfellas because that's like. But if I didn't think of it off the top, but Goodfellas is definitely like I watched Goodfellas like non-fucking stop.
Saving Private Ryan for me.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan's a fantastic movie. My opinion on this changes like every week, but today I'm gonna go with Top Gun Maverick.
Damn. Okay, Sean.
I mean, because I'm so into sports, man. I always say like Friday Night Lights, but as far as like movies, fuck, man, that shit's hard. Blood In, Blood Out, probably.
Blood In, Blood Out.
There we go.
Or Casey, do you know what Blood In, Blood Out is?
I do not.
Living in Maine, I just kind of it's pretty much about this white dude. He hangs out with like East LA late, I want to say 70s. And he pretty much ends up getting, it's like about 3 friends. One of them ends up becoming an artist that ends up getting paralyzed and hooked on drugs. One of them becomes a cop. The other one goes to prison. But yeah, no, that's okay. I just said that. I mean, Shawshank Redemption is up there, like for
Shawshank
sure.
Redemption is really good.
That's number 2 for me.
Yeah.
That's like almost not unanimously, but a lot of people have that as the best movie ever is Shawshank Redemption. I think on like a list they did a few years ago, that was the number 1 movie of all time.
Which is it's completely understandable. Godfather's great.
Godfather's good.
Oh, Scarface.
And then Scarface is so good. But
yeah, like I said, my favorite of all time switches every single week. That's such a tough question.
Wait, what was?
It's October right now, so I'm in a massive horror genre vibe right now, which I normally because I love horror movies anyways. But
yeah.
I've watched like fucking 6 or 7 horror movies over the past 3 days.
Same.
Last night I went to the theaters and I saw the new Exorcist movie.
Nice.
It's not that good.
Well, I will say one thing, just kind of bringing it back to home.
Yes, sir.
Texas Rangers about to knock out the Orioles.
Oh shit! Damn, we've been doing this show for that fucking long. I feel like that.
Yeah, as I say, it's been about 2 hours, boys. We should probably wrap this show up. As always, it's great having you guys talking about sports. It's honestly, it's been the best part of my week so far this week, obviously, because Sunday was just made me want to just crawl in a hole. So it's been good here to talk with you boys. Fuck the Eagles, fuck the 49ers.
My Sundays are wide open, so.
No good night, Canada from you, Ian.
Good night, Canada.
Great show, fellas. Always enjoy chopping it up with you. Justin, thank you so much for joining us again.
Of course, man.
Love having you on the show.
Oh, Hoosiers. How do we not mention How did nobody mention Hoosiers at any point?
Fucking Hoosiers. We're going to end it with that.
Good night, Indiana.
Later, fellas.
Hey.
I like how you say